people like me. You need people like me so you can point your f***ing fingers and say, that's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy. That's the bad guy.
De la noche, Stephanie Piñeiro.
Welcome to the motherfucking relay. We're covering today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this. What is our last look at this weekend's welterweight contest between Stephanie Piñeiro, new Matchroom signee Stephanie Piñeiro, and Diana Tapia. Stephanie Piñeiro is registered as a southpaw, where Diana Tapia is registered as an orthodox fighter, but I've seen one or two of her fights, and I could have swore I seen her fight in southpaw.
Somebody must have made a mistake.
Stephanie Piñeiro, who sports a professional record of 6 wins with no losses, no draws, 2 knockouts. To Diana Tapia, who sports a professional record of 7 wins with 1 loss, no draws, 2 knockouts, having never been knocked out in 8 professional bouts. She's got 1 or 2 more fights than Stephanie, though their experience level. It's important to note that Diana Tapia is coming off of 4 consecutive wins over 4 unbeaten fighters. Stephanie Piñeiro will be the 5th unbeaten fighter she's faced in a row.
She's been collecting O's.
Will she collect Stephanie's this weekend in what is another edition, another chapter in that Mexico versus Puerto Rico rivalry, that Mexico versus Puerto Rico saga? Stephanie's from Puerto Rico, Diana's from Mexico.
Good stuff.
Diana Tapia was last in action in December of last year against then unbeaten Jennifer Williams, who she won a unanimous decision against. Diana fought 2 times last year and 2 times the year before that.
No ring rust.
Stephanie Piñeiro has kept a very similar schedule. She was also in action last year in December opposite the ring veteran journeywoman of Brazil, Simone de Silva. Stephanie fought 3 times last year.
No ring rust.
They're on about the same time, about the same schedule. This fight harkens back to the Cotto versus Margarito fight in terms of styles. The boxer-puncher versus the pressure fighter, with one glaring difference.
It's the same stylistic matchup.
Antonio Margarito had a lot of size over Miguel Cotto.
Cotto had the right style for the job, but he was noticeably smaller than Antonio.
Whereas in this weekend's fight, they're about even in terms of size. That the pressure fighter in this fight doesn't tower over the boxer-puncher.
That's important.
Defensive highlights from the boxer-puncher, Stephanie Piñeiro, who's a lot lighter on her feet than Diana Tapia.
Stephanie's good moving backwards or coming forwards. Maintains a bit of space between herself and her opponent. Doesn't smother her own work.
Knows how to protect herself. Keeps those hands high, moving her head, moving her torso.
She's good.
Where Diana Tapia is a lot more come forward, a lot more rough and rugged.
Takes one to give one on her way in.
Tries for big punches, very big shots, and you can see there's power on them.
Yeah.
But you can also see she's a lot more flat-footed than Stephanie Piñeiro. You can also see that her defense is a lot leakier.
She can be hit.
Coming forward, trying for punches.
She can be hit.
Stephanie's pretty good at catching girls on the way in. She's got the height and the length to do it, as well as the speed in those feet, the mobility to continually create space to catch the girl coming forward.
And the jab.
The length on the jab, the authority on the jab. Stephanie's got pop.
And so does Diana Tapia, but she exposes herself more. So where normally her aggression works for her, in this stylistic matchup this weekend, I expect that it will work against her. If you've been with this channel long enough, you will have heard me talk about this stylistic matchup many times before.
The boxer-puncher usually has a tactical advantage over the pressure fighter because unlike the pressure fighter, they've got more than one way of fighting a fight. They can box when they need to and punch when they need to, assert themselves when they need to, and hang back when they need to, where the pressure fighter,
They mostly just come forward.
they mostly just apply pressure. They're not as versatile. It's the kind of thing that works up until it doesn't. It's the kind of thing it works with some fighters. fighters, but not others.
I think Stephanie's gonna shake and bake her, stay on the balls of her feet, move around, walk her into punches, walk her into counters.
Hard counters, when they land, she'll step in, put more punches together. She's got better feet, much better movement than Diana Tapia. That's what I think is going to be Diana's undoing. That's the undoing of many pressure fighters that find themselves in this kind of stylistic matchup. This won't be the first time that Stephanie's fought in front of the hometown crowd on her island of Puerto Rico, but I do think this is going to be the first time she fights in front of an audience this size. The story is they sold 10,000 tickets for this thing, for this show, Subriel Matias versus Liam Paro.
Remember what I said in my previous video about the Puerto Rican fight fans being fiercely loyal?
Well, this is what I meant. And I think this is the ideal stage for Stephanie to put her skills on display. I anticipate that Stephanie is going to win a points decision against Diana Tapia. I don't know that she's going to knock her out, but at minimum, I think she can shake and bake her, win enough of the rounds to win a points decision.
Stephanie on points is the pick this weekend.
I think she's a bit faster, more snap on the jab and snap on the punches, lighter on her feet than Diana Tapia, and I think that's going to make all the difference. Elsewhere in the world of boxing, I'm sure most of you have heard by now, the rumors turned out to be true. Leonard Ellerby has officially left Mayweather Promotions. Floyd Mayweather took to his Instagram and posted a lengthy caption that reads, "Mayweather Promotions would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Leonard Ellerby for his exceptional leadership and unwavering dedication over the years. Leonard has been an integral part of our team, contributing to numerous business endeavors that have played a pivotal role in the success of Mayweather Promotions. After years of hard work and dedication, Leonard has made the heartfelt decision to step down as CEO to spend more time with his family and loved ones. We have the utmost respect for his decision and are incredibly grateful for his leadership that has helped shape Mayweather Promotions into the thriving organization it is today."
Oh, is that why he's stepping down? So he can spend more time with family? I thought he was stepping down so he can take a more active role in Gervonta Davis's career.
He still speaks on Gervonta's behalf, like that's his fighter. He was at the press conference for the upcoming Frank Martin fight this weekend.
But you say he's stepping down to spend more time with family.
Well, I guess that Gervonta Davis must be a part of that family. That's the look of it. The caption continues, "As we move forward, we are excited to announce that Mayweather Promotions will be joining forces with Richard Schaefer, a highly sought-after finance expert and a phenomenal founder in the world of promotional boxing. With over 40 years of experience combined together, we will expand our presence by establishing Mayweather headquarters in Los Angeles. Our goal is to elevate Mayweather Promotions to global success." You haven't already.
Matchroom did.
Matchroom, that is helmed by Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, who Leonard Ellerby used to criticize all the time, talking about he doesn't know what he's doing.
He must. He's taken what was a UK-based promotional outfit into a global enterprise where Mayweather Promotions is still attempting to go global.
Our goal is to elevate Mayweather Promotions to global success, supporting fighters worldwide and assisting them in making rewarding business decisions that will benefit them well beyond their boxing careers. Like what you did for Rolly, having him fight Isaac on an undercard instead of Ryan in a main event.
Like that?
For less money.
Like that?
We look forward to this new chapter and the continued global success of Mayweather Promotions while the doors are still open and they still have fighters. A good number of them have left. Richardson Hitchens, Jaleel Hackett, more recently Jahan Ingram, now Leonard Ellerby.
He left.
When has everybody leaving a company ever been an encouraging omen? Who does that leave them with? Rolly Romero? Kermel Moton?
Good luck.
The last we heard of Richard Schaefer was he was the president of the fledgling promotional outfit Probellum that has since gone under due to its tenuous connections with international drug cartel king Daniel Kinahan. Under scrutiny, the promotional outfit fizzled out. All the fighters and everybody else, including Richard, jumped ship. Those that remained tried to rebrand it into Disrupt Boxing,
And they didn't disrupt shit.
so after Richard jumped ship, the story was he went to some sports agency based out of Canada, and that was something like a year, maybe 2 years ago. We hadn't heard nothing since then.
Now he's at Mayweather Promotions.
Richard is the guy who helped mastermind the mass exodus of fighters that used to fight on Golden Boy over to Al Heyman's PBC. He's one of the guys that backdoored Oscar De La Hoya.
He was with Oscar and Golden Boy Promotions for years.
So no, he backdoors that guy, leaves Golden Boy, jumps into bed with Al Heyman, and you know the rest.
He eventually left the PBC, broke away.
Tried to do his own thing with Pro Bellum. That fizzled out.
Now he's back.
And he's going to try to fill the role that Leonard Ellerby left behind for fighters like Rolly, I guess, and Kermel Moten. But there's one problem, one fundamental problem.
What?
The situation has changed. Before, you had Showtime. You had that megaphone.
Or Al Heyman did.
It's what I've been telling you. Mayweather Promotions as a promotional outfit fell under Al Heyman's umbrella.
The money they were using to pay for Gervonta Davis's fights, for example, or Rolly's, all of that flowed through Al Heyman's PBC, which flowed through Showtime.
But now, there's no more Showtime.
They're out of boxing.
It was former champion Shea Smith who said, I never really had a problem with L as in Leonard Ellerby. He was handicapped in his decision-making. He was never fully the CEO and never really called the shots because the man at the top who funneled the money never gave two shits about the product.
Mayweather, Heyman.
Can't blame Leonard for fighters wanting to leave. Do you see where he says that Leonard was never fully the CEO, the chief executive officer?
It's what the fuck I told you. He was cosplaying a business guy, cosplaying a CEO. He was never really in charge.
So what's he gonna do now?
He's likely going to assume a role as manager in the career of Gervonta Davis, because we all know Gervonta left Mayweather Promotions after the Rolly Romero fight.
Now, to stay in business with him and within his good graces, Leonard Ellerby has left Mayweather Promotions. Just ask yourself a question. If it were all sunshine and rainbows and business were on the up and up, would Leonard have stepped down from a cushy position like CEO?
No.
If he stepped down, it's because there's no money flowing through there. There's no money flowing through that promotional outfit, and that promotional outfit ain't promoting nothing.
Nothing major anyway.
To my surprise, boxing insider Rick Glacier was actually positive about bringing on Richard Schaefer to replace Leonard. He said, big news, Leonard is out as CEO of Mayweather Promotions and Dick Schaefer is now the new CEO of Mayweather Promotions. Congratulations to Richard. Richard will do a great job. Floyd going from the Kia of CEOs to the Rolls Royce of CEOs.
Huh?
Congrats to Floyd Mayweather for a years in the making coming to his senses. Floyd and Richard make a very formidable team.
I don't see how.
So for a promotional outfit to survive and thrive, the acquisition of talent is pivotal, and the acquisition of talent is contingent upon you being able to deliver something for that talent, because that's what prevents that talent from going somewhere else.
Like a Top Rank or a Matchroom.
Now, Top Rank and Matchroom have broadcast partners. What does Mayweather Promotions have? You know, Top Rank's got that ESPN deal. Matchroom.
What does Mayweather Promotions have?
Aside from fighters and a chief executive officer that has just jumped ship, well, they've got Richard Schaefer.
Yay.
You need money, you need fight dates, you need a fucking broadcast partner. Richard's got a lot of work to do. He's got to find somebody from Mayweather Promotions to jump into bed with.
Saw another sobering take from Shea Smith. Get a whiff of this.
Shea said the man says he makes $300 million a month. That's $3.6 billion a year. But you aren't putting money into your promotion and fighters aren't fighting? Make that make sense. I'm gone. But this shit, it wasn't L's fault. I'ma leave it there. Wishing them well for the fighters that are left.
Well, it's either Floyd is lying about making $300 million a month,
or he isn't lying and he's allowing his own promotional company to die on the vine. Because if you're making that kind of dough, you got more than enough money to pull your promotional company out of this.
your business partner of 25 years just left the company, and it can't be because of how well you're doing.
And that's the bottom line. So you can bring on Dick Schaefer,
Dick Tracy,
Tricky Dick Richard Nixon, bring on whoever you want.
your company is insoluble.
It's hollow. It's just a name.
There's nothing behind it.
Since this news broke, Gervonta Davis has taken to his own social media, laying into Floyd Mayweather, saying, if you sign with this fraud, he will fuck up your career. He's not a good businessman at all. Seen here is a picture of both Floyd Mayweather and Richard Schaefer. Being honest with you, and in hindsight, I think that Floyd's business acumen was grossly exaggerated in his heyday because his business endeavors.
Well, his promotional company.
Mayweather Promotions seems to be little more than just a dummy company and a subsidiary of Al Heyman's PBC when you think about it, as Mayweather Promotions itself didn't actually broker any deals with any networks, Showtime included. No, their arrangement had everything to do with Al Heyman's PBC. He's the one that had the deal.
Those were not Mayweather Promotions shows that you were watching on Showtime. Those were Mayweather Promotions fighters fighting on PBC shows, because it's the PBC that had the deal.
Shea Smith said something similar. You don't build fighters keeping them on PBC undercards. You build fighters by keeping them active. You find a local casino here in Vegas, invest a little bread, put on a monthly show like how I came up at New Orleans, even every other month. That's how you build.
Floyd didn't know how.
My honest opinion is that Floyd's business acumen has been grossly exaggerated. It's all perception that when he used to get out there talking about his business endeavors and his smart investments, all he was really doing was parakeeting whatever Al Heyman told him.
Now, in hindsight, the survival of Mayweather Promotions seems like it was contingent upon the survival of the PBC and the presence of Al Heyman to broker the deals with the networks. Floyd wasn't doing that.
He's still not, even though if he had the business acumen, he could. You could go to a DAZN, see if you can't strike a deal with them, or maybe an ESPN.
I should say he could have, back when he had more of a stable, more to bring to the table.
He doesn't have that now. That, Gervonta Davis in it of himself. That would have been a valuable bargaining chip to broker a deal with a broadcaster independent of Al Heyman and his PBC and whatever arrangement they had with Showtime, if Floyd actually were a businessman, but I don't think he is.
Not really.
Not to the extent that people initially thought. Not what people originally thought.
No.
And Richard Schaefer, let's be completely honest here, since they backdoored Oscar De La Hoya and tried to do their own thing with the PBC, how have things been working out for Richard?
You went with the PBC for a while, then for some reason you left. You tried to do your own thing with Pro Bellum. That didn't work out.
You go over to some Anthem Sports agency, Anthem Sports, they make you the president of Anthem Sports and...
President of Pro Bellum, president of Anthem.
Now you're back with Mayweather Promotions, but look at the state of Mayweather Promotions, that since leaving Golden Boy Promotions, it's not like things were on the up and up for Richard.
Is this karma?
It looks like it. For what they did to Oscar De La Hoya, backdooring him at a time when he was vulnerable, funneling all of those fighters to Al Heyman's PBC.
What actually flourished from that?
What actually came out of that? Yeah, you struck a deal with Fox and then they gave you the boot. They didn't want to renew. Showtime, your longtime broadcast partner Showtime, it was the same with them.
You drove Showtime Boxing into the ground.
The stable that you funneled over from Golden Boy over to Al Heyman's PBC, that stable died on the vine. There's very little left that you can actually use.
Looks like karma.
And all of those ill-gotten gains, it's up to Richard Schaefer now as CEO to keep Mayweather Promotions afloat. I don't know that he can.
What's left?
What's left of Mayweather Promotions to actually salvage? What, the career of Rolly Romero? They've got that Kermel Moton kid, and nothing against him, but he's miles away from becoming a marquee attraction, and the name of Floyd Mayweather in and of itself, it doesn't hold as much weight with people as it used to.
That just because you're Floyd's new fighter doesn't mean anybody gives a shit.
My, how the mighty have fallen.